Welcome everybody. It's Saturday. It's time for a little Arcana check. We're session 6, not in counting like the predecessor one-on-one sessions that we did prior to this campaign. Hey, we got new people. We've got Jace among us playing Manassas. We're back with Moss and Nadine and Kelpy and Talok as they traverse the Isle of Bastion. Today, in this session, we leave the city, the small town of Bleakwood, as the gates would open in the morning after they got done battling a fell shadow drake and some evil denizens of the Shadowfell that are engaged in a plot against the crown itself, perhaps. Everyone is racing towards a place known as the Onix Tower, a dark, looming strange piece of architecture that has kind of collapsed and come back in many ages prior to this, but presumably it has returned. In search of Kelpy's brother Jim Tuffet, who had been taken away with, engaged in a fey contract to sell his personage off to the evil denizens of the Fey realm and the Shadowfell. They seek to return him, but also fear the danger of the contract that has also been bound to Nadine herself. We'll find out what happens as we start where we
I'm in
left off
danger.
in Bleakwood. As the evening carries on, eventually dawn pours over the sky. You guys leaving the Muses and their caravan for much inspection. You have some choices to make now. What will you do? You know that in perhaps 6 hours, the gates will be open on the south side of Bleakwood, across Willow Creek, presuming that the captain of the guards does not continue his isolation of this place. Manassas, you had a conversation with the Blue Dragonborn of the Crown Guard previously, and it appears that he respects your position, knowing that you do represent special interests out of the capital. You're weak, weary, and beaten down after engaging in two rather tough combats. Tell me what it is that you guys plan on doing here as the morning approaches.
Personally, I'm ready for a long rest.
Definitely.
Find a place to sleep.
Ugh.
We do all definitely need a long rest.
I think at this point it might be worth it to
Mhm.
spend that last amount of time. What do you call it? Yeah, sleeping. That's the word. I
Definitely.
forgot what I was trying to say.
We want to go to the inn, or should we sleep in our carriage?
I was gonna-
Manassas, we have a carriage.
No, well, that's cool enough. I want to ask actually, do I have like, I assume I sleep in like barracks nearby, right? Like I assume I have a place to sleep around here, Mr. DM.
Yeah, there are a few options, depending on what it is that you would prefer. You could either sleep in the barracks itself. It's a converted house on the southeast side of town near the redoubt that has kind of been barricaded against the tower walls. And in there would be a detachment of probably about 10 other guards that rotate in their shift, and also the Dragonborn leader of the Crown detachment here as well. Other options would be staying at, I believe it's the Red Lion,
Nice.
which is in the center of town, kind of in the main square. That's the one that Snakebite runs that you guys had met.
Love that guy.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
Love him.
Kelpy would just kind of slump to the ground and just kind of pass out in the forest.
Oh my.
I can carry him back to wherever you are staying.
No, I got it. Now let's
You
pick
got
him up,
it?
throw him over my shoulder.
Alright.
I am a big guy.
Not bigger than Talok.
Muscle man. I usually sleep in the barracks, but honestly, it's been too long since I've seen Talok, and if you have some room, I wouldn't mind spending the night at the inn.
I have no problem with it if everyone else is.
Yeah, that's fine. He's a ball. I'm okay with that. Ball guy can stay.
Personally, I prefer the outdoors to sleep.
Kelpy's just snoring.
Are you fireman
Aw.
carrying Kelpy as
yeah.
he's snoring? Nadine like she kind of like wipes her finger in the mud and draws like a smiley face on his face, the equivalent to like sharpieing someone if they're asleep, except there's not sharpies in this world. So she just kind of like smears some mud on his face and a little like smiley face with like a tongue sticking out. What, you guys never did this as kids? No? Okay,
oh no,
fine.
definitely.
No,
for
that
fucking
was
sure.
mostly just happening to me.
I'm honestly surprised you.
That makes sense, Talok.
What is the plan? I want to know. Like, Art, I'm new to this, and I just want to make clear. What was that? Who were those people? Are those, like, familiar to you? Like, what's the situation?
Well, they're not friends. We can say that much. I'm just gonna say Nadine kind of fills him in, on the fact that, like, Jem is missing, has been kidnapped, and for some reason the Shadowkey people want something with me. And we are trying to track them down, etc., trying to get to the Obsidian Tower. I think at this point, Nadine's just kind of like half-assed filling him in because she's just like, I don't know what's going on. And there's a new person. You're here. Let's get you caught up to speed and let's get a game plan.
Cool. Okay, kicking. Yeah, Manassas this whole time. It's like, as soon as you finish, like, God, there's going to be so much paperwork. Okay. Well, if you can use an extra hand, it seems like that's dealing with monsters. Potentially things not of this world. I'd like to help out where I can.
Where are you from?
I'm from... name coming to me.
It's very hard to pronounce. It's Orcish.
It's
Yes, it is.
Like
It's been a long...
Muldebrun.
Thank you. Thank you, Tech. I've spent too much time out here, but... It's Muldebrun. And I miss it, but we're too far now. And there's work to be done. So.
To the inn or to the carriage?
I vote carriage.
And as this little shrug.
Are we planning on leaving, or why are we going to the carriage?
I think we're gonna rest.
Okay.
Yes, just for the night.
The carriage is actually parked rather close to the encampment that the three muses had at the edge of town here to the west. Kelpy, you remember Moss and perhaps Talok had kind of parked it over there per the instruction of Sergeant Becerra whenever you had arrived, because you tried to drop it off in front of the statue of Peter Aldic in the main square there in front of the gate, and they said, no, we're going to tow that thing. You need to get it out of here. The horses are currently boarded at Exitrin's. So the thing about your guys' particular carriage is that it is not a covered. It's basically just like an open wagon. Nearby, there are the two covered carriages that the muses had possessed, that they had kind of entered and then mysteriously vanished. I mean, you would be able to stay. It is kind of a dreary place. This whole town kind of has a persistent fog and mist, and you know, it may get a little precipitation on you in the morning. If you're okay with that, you could sleep there. It's up to you guys.
Kelpy is just knocked out cold, so...
Well, I've been roughing it for a while now. I don't mind this.
Nadine goes over and starts to try and make like a campfire outside of the area.
I will light that on fire once she gets enough wood there. Just snap my fingers, my tattoos glow a little bit, and a fire will...
That's...
God, that's cool.
Nadine like has like flint and like steel, and then she kind of just looks at you and she's just like, thanks, show off. Anyways.
I'm just trying to help. I'm sorry.
Nadine is in a previously bad mood due to the fact that she still learned that Kelpy might have been selling her out. At least that's how she perceives it, so she's still really fucking grumpy. So she's kind of just snappy and not participating in a friendly manner as she might have previously gotten used to doing so.
I am not used to Tritons. Is it okay to put them in the fire? Is that bad for their skin?
Don't put him in the fire.
Not in the fire, I mean near it. Should I...
Yeah, to warm up.
Fine,
not
yeah.
Okay, I'll lie him down.
Saw the log nearby.
Good. I feel like the fog and moisture in the air is gonna help him, if anything. He is a water person.
I want
kind of
to
like curl up
that.
in a ball around this, like, what you said, I found like Jim's clothing or something like that. Just like
torn
curled up
cloth.
yeah, I'm like curled up in a ball around that.
I want to believe that we wake up and there's just like a, you know, where before Kelpy was like laying on a log, we wake up and it's a full like filet-o-fish sandwich just there.
Oh no, Kelpy!
Oh no!
Not sponsored by McDonald's.
He's cooked.
Unfortunately, that'd be
It's just-
crazy.
Roll to cook Kelpy.
Roll to cook, Elve. Do you cook in the night?
So are we doing this long rest thing?
I think we're doing the long rest thing.
As
Okay, cool.
we will go to lie down, I will sort of wait till people go to sleep, sort of nudge Manas to sort of sit next to him. After Nadine's explanation, I'm sure you see no way I had to get involved.
You've been up to a lot since you've left Talak.
A little bit, yeah, here and there.
I was worried about you. I mean, I knew you could take care of yourself, and I got to see that firsthand with the dragon, but that was new. All that was new.
The dragon, yes, that was very new.
So, I'm sorry. There's just so much I want to say, but it's caught in my throat. You gotta understand, when I look at you, it reminds me of home, and then I'm just thinking about how long it's been. I've been out here for 6 months, Tarok.
So that's when you left 6 months ago. All right, that's a long time.
Yes. It is a very long time.
What are you doing out here?
I do, well, what I always do. I fight. Except now I fight to keep everyone else safe when I just want to be home, keeping Hestel safe. I'm part of the guard, and they pay well, but it's too much sometimes, you know?
I get it. Well, I'm assuming you'll be staying then.
Well, there are forces out there that threaten the people here. And if I have any say in it, I'm tending to it.
So you'll be
I'll
coming
fight
along.
with you. I'd like to. You can't let another dragon like that just be summoned to ravage the townsfolk. Never again. No.
Talok sort of looks around at his sleeping companions. They're all strong, but they're not fighters. I don't think they've done this often. Personally, I've been worried about how able I am to keep them safe. I told Nadine I would protect her. Things are weird. I don't know what's happening. I'm so used to having the knowledge at my fingertips, and I don't have it now, and I can't make calculated decisions based off of it, and it's worrying.
I understand that.
I would appreciate it if you could find some way of coming along.
I've been out here for a long time. I have some sway with the guards. But for the record, you may not have the answers at your fingertips every moment, but I've seen you in action. I see how you make snap decisions, and you performed. Well, no disrespect to your friends, but fantastically under the circumstances. I mean, in all fairness to your friends too, one of them, and I pointed to Kelpy, was just talking all that time. And he seems to have a kind heart, but you are a fighter. And if you don't have the answers, you soon will. You're good at what you do. Astonishing.
I appreciate that, but I'll humble myself with this. I could never have done that without them. And yes, even Kelpy. His talking was invaluable.
He has a kind heart. I think it's fair to say you couldn't get by without them, but neither could I without my platoon, without my fellow guard. We all need people. It's honestly why I worried so much about you while you were gone. I mean, we all know that you're capable back home, don't get me wrong, but...
How was it back home after I left?
To say, it's been... I've spent so long in and out of home. Yeah, would I know of any, big events of Moldebarun that happened in the past 2 years while Talak was away?
There was a crackdown that the Crown had basically enacted. There was a ring of people in the various gambling dens and fighting rings that had begun basically a mass distribution into other holds of a drug that is pulled from the corrupted forest south of Maldabaroon, a strange and wondrous forest that is known for its vibrant and alien plant life. This plant, the yellow crowned lotus, is highly addictive. So there were a couple of businesses that got shut down. It disrupted trade for a while. The Crown has really been pressing hard on every hold, but they've even begun to kind of send in detachments of tax collectors to collect what is colloquially known as the lion's share. And taxes are just getting higher. Typically, this region that you're from is kind of just outside the law. To have tax collectors come in, the prince is squeezing the country for every last drop that they can get in order to fund the war efforts. There's rumors, though, however, that his extravagant spending and his addiction to gambling is causing some very dark and powerful folks that run some of the gambling barges up north to become exceedingly rich from his losses, which are the kingdom's money. It's kind of a big kerfuffle right now. The uncle, Alistair, that is the kind of enforcer of the king's crown here locally, he's not a good man. This is the king's younger brother, the prince's uncle. So politics aside, you've not really been able to tend to those things. You've just been hearing about it, letters back and forth from home, and it's just getting worse.
I relay like every fact of that, almost like with the attention to detail of like a cop, and you just told him about a case and he's just like staring into the fire with like kind of worry pretty evident on his face. Probably especially when it comes to the gambling dens and stuff. There's just a kind of a wince when he thinks about it, but he'll relay all of that.
Talok sort of rubs his eyes.
Don't know if your journeys will take you down there. Do you know?
I don't know. With his brother being kidnapped, my hands are full. Besides, I'm sure Mother can take care of it.
I'm sure your family is quite terrifying when they want to be. But I kind of slapped my forehead thinking about it. Your friend's lost his brother. I hope he's handling it well. I couldn't imagine losing anyone in the family.
Talok sort of scans Kelpy, sort of up and down as he's sleeping. I think it's taking more of a toll on him than he shows.
Can I'd like to, when I wake up, try to make a stealth check. I'm trying to, quietly wake up and get away from the group.
Alright.
What is Manassas and Talok's passive perception score?
Mine is 11.
Mine is 10.
Alright, that is your DC is 11, so 12 or higher.
I would also just be kind of keeping track of everything.
That is definitely a low roll. Do I have inspiration? I don't. That's a 7.
As
damn.
You kind of sit there and Moss, you're not sure ever if Moss is awake or not. I'm not sure if there's some indicator, because there is kind of this floral display in one eye and kind of this crystalline thing in the other. Is there ever any sort of spark of light or anything that happens in Moss's face to indicate that he's more active?
There's no spark of light. The only time you have seen any sort of glow would be when magic is cast.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, he's just perfectly still.
Okay.
Sitting next to the fire.
The warm glow against the automaton. As you two discuss things, Talok and Manassas, you're pretty open about this. It's not like this is a hushed conversation, right?
I'd say so, yeah. I mean, I don't want to disturb the others if they're sleeping, but...
Okay. So, Moss, you can kind of log as much of that as, presumably you would depending on your level of attentiveness.
Right.
As you see Kelpy, you kind of rise and look over, grab the little scrap of cloth, and step forward into the darkness. You make it about 2 paces away from the camp, and you're in the shadows. The exit is clear. You see the path before you, and you just slam your bare foot into a log, which then just causes a whole kerfuffle.
Hearing this and obviously seeing him leave, I'll look behind me. Look at that shooting star. And I'll point up. I'll let him go.
Nadine wakes up to this and then kind of looks around and goes back to sleep.
Just to cover myself here, because I don't want them following me. So I'm gonna use like my daily use of fog cloud. Just kind of point that at the ground and like run off into the woods. I'm trying to go back to the area where the performers were, where we fought the dragon.
It's going to be all right?
Oh. Who? Oh, he's gone. Oh.
Yeah, you take off. You kind of creep back, and a fog envelopes your escape. As you head closer towards the encampment, the remaining kind of smoldering charcoal of the fire that was once burning outside of these 2 wagons is apparent. You can kind of see the dawn ahead, the valley rising like high to your east. You can see just the earliest crests of warmth kind of peeking out as the whole landscape begins to take on the morning glow. As you arrive, you can see the scene before you and kind of have the space to yourself. What are you going to do?
I'm going to walk up to the symbols that were in their carriage thing, and I'm trying to study them. Like, Kelpy's tired of relying on people, and he wants to see if he can figure these things out on his own.
All right. You open the side door to the northmost carriage that is kind of the furthest away from a trail. Looking inside, you peer down. You see where the rug has been pulled aside, where the engraved arcane runes form some sort of permanent sigil on the ground, activated by the trio of muses as they entered, so that they could abscond away, presumably, into the shadow world. You inspect it, kind of knowing its purpose. Make me an Arcana check. Oh, it's the name of the show.
We need like
credits.
a soundboard. We need like a.
We do.
baby.
Oh god, I forgot I'm in a dorm room. I'm so sorry to anyone who lives near me.
That's a 6.
All right, but because it's the first Arcana check of the show, you get to roll with advantage.
Oh, damn.
Can we make that a thing?
It's
Thanks,
canon.
Chris.
It's
Well,
and
good
it's still a
thing it was a
6.
2. Yeah.
Oh.
Did I ever tell you guys that during our first stream, someone knocked on my door and asked if I was okay because they heard me yelling?
That's
jeez.
fucking awesome.
I thought it was really funny. I was like, I'm just playing D&D.
I feel that.
Well,
It's my next door neighbors, and they were like, "Oh, what's the link?" And I was like, "Wow."
Good energy.
Oh,
Nice. The sigils
pissed off.
are just absolutely foreign to you, and you kind of kick dirt a little bit because you're just like, I don't know what to make of this.
yeah, Kelpy at this point is just like, he feels useless. He's pissed and just depressed, and he can't keep his act up anymore of being the funny guy. And he just kind of stares at this piece of cloth and trying to see if anything comes to his brain with this. And he looks at the necklace that he's wearing and holds it in both hands and does his best to pray. He's never done it before. He doesn't really understand how it works. But he kind of falls to his knees and he's just holding this, crying and trying to pray to this god. Any god that will listen for help.
As you do so, make me a religion roll.
The 9.
You reach out. You're uncertain if any god or goddess would have heard you. The symbol of Selune, this moonstone amulet that you wear, almost kind of has this permanent sheen to it, as if it does glow and whatever light does touch it. But at this point, you're uncertain. It is yet to be delivered to you as to whether or not you can put your faith in anyone other than yourself.
With that, he draws his longsword and just lashes out like he is destroying this carriage. He's screaming and yelling and crying and just having a meltdown as he rips this carriage apart, feeling like he can't do anything and that he's lost his brother, and eventually just kind of falls after he can't keep that up anymore and just sobs on the floor of this carriage holding his brother's ripped clothes.
In time, the morning light shines. You just collapse basically inside this carriage, Kelpy, kind of waking up. A warm ray of sunlight kind of bleeding through the open doorway as you kind of wake up in this tattered carriage. The rest of the group, likewise around the same time, you see kind of mist rising up off the carriage as the sunlight is warm enough to kind of begin to evaporate the chilly precipitation on everything. The fire's snuffed out, and you all like peer over and maybe see like Nadine kind of like curled up in a ball, like just like in like a puppy dream, maybe. That's kind of
Oh,
Perfect.
wholeheartedly.
Love that.
She's like swatting at the air, and she's like, I want to imagine that in her sleep, her snout and her like, she'll kind of like form it and it'll go away. As in, like, almost in her sleep, she keeps like shifting back and forth. The more like puppy. Definitely. 100%.
I
don't know.
Snout gets a little elongated.
Exactly. She goes like, huh? What's up,
I don't-
guys? Do we have any breakfast?
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Hi.
I don't know if he's actually doing this, but when he said like batting at the sky, I just pictured Manassas with like the ball and chain hanging over fucking
Cannon.
Nadine.
She hits it and she like freaks out. She's like, I'm gonna say she sits up, and if there was any roll for this, she fails it, and she wakes up immediately, like kind of in a shock, and hits her head on the ball. Just
Whoa!
oh damn it! What the? Oh Jesus!
Oh, you were batting around at things. I saw you pawing at my at the ball and chain. Here.
Oh God!
Sorry.
Oh my head!
Sorry.
Oh, it's fine. It's good. Morning. Oh
Morning.
God. Whew.
Talok was just sort of over in the corner, like sharpening his blade, and it just sort of like stopped when this happened, just watched.
Manassas is just grimacing, like I'm sort of like helping you up.
If looks could kill.
Yeah,
She's
I
like,
know. Yeah.
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's
He has that
whatever, it's
I'm in
fine."
trouble face.
Where's-
sir.
Where's Kelpy? Where's
He went off into the forest. Around,
alone?
I'll
Should
go.
we go check on him? Okay.
Around 3-ish in the morning.
Oh,
I've heard
Ooh.
some banging, but I
what?
haven't heard anything in a while.
I'll
Hmm.
get him. I saw him go
Oh.
too.
Yeah, likewise.
You all get some breakfast ready. Oh, right.
Gotcha.
If I'm doing this, Manassas, can you do me a favor?
Of course.
Can you go to the general store and just get, and I'll hand in my gold pouch, just get like 100 gold worth of ink and paper.
I'm on it. Alright,
Thank
I'll
you.
see you all
Okay,
soon.
paper.
Yeah,
Right.
I can use it for a lot of things. Thank you.
No problem, I'll be here.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he'll just sort of take the his sort of like sanding rag he has on his blade and sort of take one last swipe and put it in his sheath. And I'll
Can Nadine read? Sorry, I'm talking to myself. Sorry. Sorry.
Okay, I was about to leave, but this is very important. Can you read?
I don't. Probably.
Awesome. Anyway, I'm gonna go look for Kelpy.
Cool.
I have a faint idea where he went, right? Because I also saw him going off.
Yeah, side note, I kind of would vibe with like this idea of a game where the ability to speak a language and the ability to read a language and write a language were like separate,
That's
as far as like
Oh.
point
Right.
proficiency buys.
Mhm.
Anyway,
That's a good
Would
idea.
he know where I went? Because like they saw me leave, but then I put up my
Your
fog
fog cloud.
yeah, I mean, Moss
It was
probably
like
heard
general
you,
direction.
right? And the two wagons were rather close together. I mean, they're
Okay.
within, probably within 50 yards of each other, probably.
Oh, shit.
So you probably would have heard chopping and
Yeah.
anger at some point. The rest of you would have likely slept through it. So I think Moss maybe played it right. Was just like, oh, it's just Raph. Just Raph being Raph. So, original Ninja Turtles movie reference for y'all.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
Way over my head.
Is everyone alright if it's me who goes to look for a Kelpy?
Trust you.
I
I believe he
Yeah.
was in the wagon.
Okay. Thank you.
I wonder.
Moss
Yeah,
is
maybe
just
it'd
gonna
be-
start building the fire and use Druidcraft to light it and start cooking.
Maybe it'd be
Manassas
better if
will,
you talked to him and then brought him back here once he's ready.
I'll do that.
About the same time you leave, Manassas will take his ball and chain, whip it around his waist, secure all of his weapons and stuff, shield across the back, and
Nadine drools a little bit. You need to watch where you're swinging that thing, dude.
I
You
will.
need to
I
just-
will. No more while you're sleeping in the very least. I like to believe every so often Manassas catches you just like drooling, looking at him, and he's like, I don't know what to make of this. All right.
She's looking at the ball and she's like, fuck, sorry. Anyways.
All right, I'm out of here.
I will hand Vanessa
so-
gold, just so that's clarified.
Oh, yeah.
Got it. And you guys had tracked the loot that was pulled from the cart, right?
Oh, I never got a number on how much gold was in that bag of gold.
Did we not cover that?
No,
didn't
because
loot.
we went directly into a fight. You were like, you don't have time to count it right now.
Got it. Okay, so from the card game that was gambling, they kind of gave you that. I don't know if we actually went over like the cart itself too. I don't know if you guys had ever like
We
had
didn't.
time to inspect through that. Okay.
Oh, I definitely had some time in that cart.
Yeah, you definitely did.
Destroying
throughout the
it.
night. As you send Manassas off. Okay, so inside who has the purse from the game?
I do.
Okay,
Because
so
I
you've
took
got
it and then they tried to spell us and then
All right.
shit went to hell.
Okay, so let's handle this in two parts here. Manassas comes walking off to the east. Nadine, were you staying with Moss?
Yeah,
I'm
Okay.
cooking food, so I'd assume so.
I'm watching Moss cook food.
All right. As you walk eastward out of the woods and head towards Celebration Square, Manassas, you can hear the kicking and neighing of several horses. Peering towards the boarding of the stablery, where Exitrin has several of the horses, including his famous Prince Scatty, the shadow-touched mare. You see, I guess it wouldn't be a mare, it would be a stud, wouldn't it? You see that Exitrin is out in the stable yard, and he is having the damnedest time. Prince Scatty is bucking and is kicking and is totally out of control. Eventually kind of come into view as you head towards his storefront, which is where most of the supplies are purchased here in town. And he's out there in the yard. He's hopping up, trying to grab the reins from this massive horse, and pulls it down. And he says, "It's just, it looks like if you're heading in, I'll be in just a minute. I'm having a little trouble with him."
Not a problem at all. Immediately, Manassas will walk over and try and help as best as he can. Like, he's probably not that familiar with animals, but he badly wants to help. So he's just like trying his best, like keep maybe a steady hand on like the horse's like flank where it can see it, like whisper it down to calmness, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and make an animal handling check. You get up and you can see this horse is distressed. There is a little bit of like foam and spit and snot kind of like out of the corner of its mouth and its nose. It has sort of these wet black, like almost like gel tear kind of pouring down from the eyes, and it's just
I'll be right back.
wide-eyed and wild at this point. He says he's not normally like this. Ever since last night, he's not calmed down.
Okay, that's 5 animal handling. So
5.
yeah.
All right. hang
Do I
on,
immediately
let's see.
get horse kicked? Yep.
Together, it breaks free. Scatty kind of runs across. Eventually, he makes it to the opposite side of the fenced-in yard, and he calms down a bit and begins kind of stamping his feet. All right, I think maybe it's best that we just leave him alone and just allow him to just blow off some steam. He's not going anywhere, I don't think. So we'll deal with this. Did you need to buy something?
Yes, I do, but quick question. Do you have any idea what could have spooked them?
There was that group of strangers here last night. They were talking to him. They said they were part of some organization that talks to animals.
Oh.
The one feller said that he was interested in buying old Prince Scatty, but well, he's in no mood for that. I don't know. It was something to do with that beast or something that you and I have been talking about the last few weeks.
Well, hopefully that'll be the end of that. After last night, that beast, what I presume is the beast causing us all that trouble, is well and dealt with. So hopefully tonight you'll have some peace. And
Mr.
Skep,
Manassas, are you saying that you took care of it?
me and my friends, yes.
Oh, that is good. Oh, wait, were the people from
Sorry,
the
someone was
what
knocking.
was it the AWU? What was it?
The AWU, I believe I've heard that name. Yes.
It seemed pretty official. They had cards and everything.
Sure. I still don't quite know what it means. I think it stands for Animal Whisper Unit or something.
I think that checks out, yeah.
A bit new. But regardless, we have the situation under control, and I don't believe that'll be of any issue to you in the future.
Well, what will you be you've been here how many months now?
6 months.
We'll miss seeing you around. Come on inside, son. We'll get you whatever you need. Exitrin takes you inside of his tack and supply shop and collects a few things. I know he's going to gather what paper he can. A commodity here that is not highly traded. Says, I'm afraid that most of our paper has been bought up by Sergeant Becerra. He's been writing his memoir. But I do here have... I've got to... Looks like there might be 20 sheets. But until I get more from the capital or from the mills up north, I don't think I'm going to be able to supply much more than that. Ink. All right, here is... I've got at least a vial. This one's half empty, but this should do for you. What else did you need?
I think that'll be about it. I appreciate all the help. How much will that be in all?
Oh gosh. I will say, honestly, we'll miss seeing you around here. So I just, maybe like 3 gold pieces for all of it would be good.
Thank you very much. He has like such a big, genuine smile on his face, and I was like, I will miss it here. To be sure.
Are you going to see your AWU companions again?
Yes, very shortly. I'm on my way back right after this, actually.
All right. I had asked them to provide a drum. The Muses, I'm a big fan, and I was hoping that maybe they could sign it for me. And then they said that they took the drum to get it signed, but I haven't seen them since.
I'll be sure to ask them about that. If it's in my power, I'll get you your drum as soon as can be.
Well, you have a good morning.
You too. I'll take all the paper. By the way, for clarity's sake, his name is Exitrin? Is that the blue dragonborn that I was talking to the other day?
No, Exitrin is he's like half wood elf. He's the stable master and merchant that runs the attack and supply shop and the livery, basically.
Lovely. Yeah. I just wanted to clarify that for me. What's the name of that? What's the name of my higher up here again?
Placebo.
Sergeant Becerra is the blue dragonborn. That is the captain of the Crown Guard, or the sergeant of the Crown Guard of this detachment here at this outpost.
Just to clarify, he's the person that I'm going to have to talk to if I want to leave, right?
Presumably, after talking to him at the Celebration Square last night and informing him that there was a dragon attack, like he's prepared to continue to keep the gate shut for another 48 hours.
Gotcha. All right. In that case, with all my questions answered and all my paper and ink, it's like 3 gold pieces, you said?
Yes.
All right, cool. Well, collect all my stuff and I'll immediately just go back to the AWU.
Question for clarification. Is that just 3 gold's worth of paper and ink? Like, what's the exact worth of that?
So he gave you 10 sheets of paper, and a vial of ink. He said that Becerra had purchased the rest of his supplies because he's writing a memoir. So presumably the sergeant has them.
Yeah, it's just for wizards. When they're copying down spells, they specifically need a certain amount of worth of gold of paper and ink.
Understood. So for hang on, we can actually get real sticky.
Oh, yawn.
Imagine playing D&D.
We have to do this for real now? We can't just mess around and figure it out? That's how I play D&D.
All right. Let's
rules
see.
As written.
As far as the rules is written here, so if he gave you, let's just say he gave you 3 gold worth of paper, we're gonna get crispy about it.
Excuse me.
I guess
Gotta be
technically it would
crispy.
be able to be 3 gold worth of paper is 15 sheets worth of paper. But we can tackle that bridge whenever we need to cross it. If you want like a finite number, like what's the quantity of paper you're wanting to like acquire, like gold wise?
I gave him the 100 gold, but if they didn't have enough,
Yeah,
I
that's
need
a
at
lot
least 50
less.
for a first level spell. It's
Alright,
basically
then
50 gold for each level of spell, so 50 for first, 100 for second level.
Well, I would say talk to Sergeant Becerra and see if you can access his trove of fine linen, papers, and vellums, and see if he'd be willing to part with them.
Well, I'm probably going to have to go there pretty soon anyway. So I guess like with that knowledge, I'll maybe take a detour on my way back to the AWU and just see if the
You
outpost is
wouldn't-
nearby.
You wouldn't know that yet, though, because
Would
you
I
haven't
not? Oh,
talked
true.
to-
Yeah,
you
that's
haven't
true.
talked to
You're
yeah,
right.
that was, yeah.
I got my mission. I went out. I did it. Now I'm back with like 10 sheets.
Hell
Right.
yeah.
By the way, here's your change. 97 gold.
3% of what he wanted.
Yeah.
Whoa.
During all
probably
of
be
this, during all of this, Nadine is attempting to teach Moss how to play rock paper scissors.
Cute.
But it's rock paper swords,
Makes sense.
rock,
Good.
linen, and swords. So she's
Oh, yeah.
like, so when you and then you hit your hand with your fist like this, and then you do rock, paper, swords, swing. And whenever you say on swing, and so rock beats sword, and sword beats paper, and paper beats rock. So that's how you play. Does that make sense?
If you use magic, rock can beat anything.
Well,
Big
there.
enough rock and nothing can stop you.
I knew it
Well,
would not
okay,
compute.
I mean, I guess we could like homebrew a rule of magic or something, but I don't know. That's getting really complicated here. Do you know what homebrewing is?
Stupid.
I would assume it would be when you cook something up in your home.
Well, yeah, it's kind of a metaphor, so that's what we call it. We're making something up that's not officially the rules, but we're adding it ourselves. It's really cool. So I guess we can add magic if you want. But we would need to make it fair.
I believe my home would have magic, but I don't have a home. Let's do it.
Awesome. So I'm thinking...
This is perfect. This is
Anyways,
fucking
there's your
quality.
segue.
Hell
As,
yeah.
as Talok approaches the encampments where the muses were, you can see Kelpy kind of going through things, and you've kind of got some stuff set aside and organized as you've had a little bit of time here by yourself. From all of the kind of the treasure, the supplies, the salvage that may be in the camp, you've counted the purse, and inside of it is a prize of 130 gold pieces. And that is kind of assorted coins, but it's about 130 gold pieces worth. You've pulled out a rather interesting, it's a small bone rod that is engraved with arcane runes. It looks like it's made maybe out of animal. I don't know. You'd hope it's from an animal. There is a set of steel ring jewelry that like necklaces and other decorative garb that would have been worn by.
What is that? I'm
the
sorry.
muses. Okay.
What was that? That last thing you were just describing is some sort of jewelry?
Yeah, so it's like it's
Jewelry.
concentric steel rings that are kind of decorative, like brooches and like things to wear as part of costuming,
Okay.
and several sets of like fine silk linen wear. So it would be like expensive nobles' clothes, but these are like the costumes that they would wear. So a couple of dresses, say 4 dresses, and 2 like spare, like almost like silken suits that Darren would have worn. There is also a pair of very nice leather boots that have been set aside in a small crate in the interior of one of them. There is a couple of tool sets, carpenter's supplies, and you find a crate that has what appear to be like 6 of these clay amphora pots, like basically like handled clay jugs that are full of wine. So there's 6 of those.
Got it. Can I try the boots on? As I'm just kind of like stomping around.
Can I
like
just see him putting things on?
Like I'm like angrily, like I angrily put one of these suits on, and I put like the brooch, and I have like a ring and the boots on. Like I'm just throwing a little hissy fit, kind of playing dress up.
Yeah, you put on the boots and you're playing dress up, and you've got maybe like a silken I don't know, suit jacket on, just looking real nice. And you're out there. Can you make me a dexterity saving throw?
Oh shit! It's an 18.
All right. You are stomping around, and suddenly you jump like 6.5 feet off the ground and grab
Whoa.
onto a tree.
Oh,
I can't even fucking walk right. God damn it!
Kelps, you alright?
What do you want?
Looking for you, everyone's quite worried.
What for, huh? I'm just the jokester, anyways.
I will walk over and I'll help him down.
Just go away. I want to see you right now.
I understand, Kelpy, but just stalk this out, alright? What's going on?
He like points the. You said I got like a bone rod. He's gonna like point it at him and see if it does anything.
It just looks menacing.
Okay, fine. Nothing happens. I'm like, fuck. And then I cast Gust of Wind. I said get away from me.
What's the save?
It is... Let me see.
They're fighting. Oh no.
Strength, I believe.
Dad and Dad are fighting.
I think it's a 14?
What's the save? Is it a dex? Is it a
Strength save.
strength save? Oh my, okay.
What a time to spec out, right?
Yeah. Nope, I got a 10.
Yeah.
I fail.
Oof.
Go away.
I'll get
I
back
want to
up.
see you right now.
I'm going to be unerred by this. Kelpy, what's going on?
What do you mean, what's going on? My brother got kidnapped. I'll get beat up everywhere we go, and I can't even do simple magic right.
I'm going to walk up to him, and I am going to pull him into a hug.
Oh,
I am aggressively resisting this.
I know.
like try to
resist hug.
Yeah, roll to resist hug.
Is this a grapple, I guess?
grapple, counter grapple,
This
baby.
is going to be I need
It's
you to
a
make an
wholesome
athletics
grapple.
roll.
17.
Talok.
Damn.
Nope,
I
I
rolled a
fail.
17.
That's a 7 plus 3. I'm rolling bad.
I like kind of harumph and I take all this funny stuff I found and like shove it in my bag. And I kind of like shoulder check them and start walking towards town.
Kelpy, stop.
I don't. What? What do you want?
I understand what's going. So take a breather.
How do you understand? Look at you. You're strong. You know how to do magic. You're smart. You don't have a problem in the fucking world. I can't do nothing. Can't do anything right.
Kelpy,
So I'm leaving.
you are not leaving. Because
I am
quite frankly, I made a promise to you, and if you're going to go off by your own, that means I have to go off with you, and 2 against the world is not going to end well. So how about we stop and think about this through?
That sounds like a you problem, and I keep walking.
I'll follow him.
Just
Listen,
Where are you
okay.
heading?
Well, I start like using my funny little jump boots and like jumping away from him. I'm running. I'm like
know what?
trying to escape him. Actively.
okay, you know what? We're gonna play this game? I will.
Guess so.
What can I do here?
So anyways, Moss, I think calling it parchment is a good idea.
we just like bust through the tree line. I'm like, what?
Just
It
crash
triples.
into the fire.
It triples my jumps. So what would my jump be usually? What's my vertical?
I just sent
8.
you a link, and it's a dope tool because I've made a build like I've made like it's basically Zangief from Street Fighter as a hero build before.
Okay.
But there's a jump calculator I sent you, and it's super cool. And
We can see it on stream.
Oops. I will open it in the other.
Alan, we can see it. There you go.
Brought to you by Jump Calculator.
Thanks, Jump Calculator. Sponsor us. Sponsor us now. Sponsor us now.
What a
Sponsor
sick
us.
sponsor. Okay.
I want to be
So
sponsored by
let's
Jump Calculator.
Calculated.
For those
I'm
interested,
6'1".
though,
My
just
strength is 6.
show daps as daps are. It's fexlabs.com/5e-jump. It's a really cool.
Holy shit. Your high jump is 3 feet off the ground without a running start.
You realize you just look like a frog. Please, just stop for a second. I just want to hug.
Shots
But
fired.
with the running
Holy
start,
shit!
Dude,
You
you
look
don't
like
tell
a
a-
frog,
you
bro.
don't tell a Triton he looks like a frog, man.
I kind of stop. Like,
Look,
what did
that's
you say
fucked
to
up.
me?
Kelpy,
Are we like in the clearing with the team at this point? Like, do they see this happening?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Please?
Maybe on his way back, or maybe on the way to Bakara.
he
rock,
says that,
parchment.
and I
Oh,
just
hey, guys.
stop in my tracks, kind of like tighten my jaw, and I'm gonna cast Zone of Truth around everybody.
Oh, good timing. The food is ready.
I'm not gonna
Oh, I'm
resist
so
this.
hot. Oh?
You think you're so cool. You think that you're just better than everybody. You're so smart and strong. And here I am being useless. Why am I even here? I'm not a fighter. I'm not a magic man. I just play guitar. Somehow, me and my brother got tangled up in this, and now I'm doing adventures, fighting dragons. I don't want to be here. This isn't what I do. I can't do this. You think I'm a joke.
I don't think you're a joke.
I don't believe you.
You just casted
Probably
Zone
using-
of Truth.
You're probably using magic to resist that.
You actually
know it.
know.
Admit it.
Actually, by casting Zone of Truth, you know if someone succeeds or doesn't.
Admit it. You know that I'm useless to this group. I can't do nothing.
Kelpy, you are not.
You all know it. Kind of staring around at the rest of the group.
Nadine
not
isn't
true.
even really aware what Zone of Truth is. So she kind of looks up at you and she's just Nadine is so inept when it comes to magic and all that. She's really just like slashy bite bow, right? That she obviously fails any kind of thing. And she's not even aware there's a spell on her, and she looks up at you, she's like, if you were useless, why would we be doing this with you? We're going after your brother, Kelpy.
Because you feel bad for me. That's it.
Do I look like I have time to feel bad for people?
Do we want to roll the charisma saving throw for everybody?
I'm not resisting.
I fail it.
Me neither.
I'm not resisting.
Okay, got it.
I think Kelpy needs this.
Kelpy doesn't trust the magic. He's just everything in his being right now is committed to this, and he kind of looks around, upset that he didn't get the answers he wanted, and he springs off towards like deeper into the town.
And I try to say something like as you're going off that could possibly be a persuasion check to get you to stay.
Oh, that's interesting.
Nadine, I want Nadine to kind of stand up and be like, Kelpy, the reason I'm doing this is because I finally have a family again. I do the same thing for my parents. I do the same thing for anyone, and I can't just lose that again. You're family to me. And we stick together through thick and thin. What you're doing for Jem is what any of us would do for our family. And I guess maybe I just feel like I get to make it up to my family that I feel like I failed. If I can try to help you reunite yours. And then she realizes that she's under this truth spell, and she kind of looks around and she's like, what? I don't know why I said that. It's not even like that big of a deal. But you shouldn't run off like that because we need you.
I will look Kelpy dead in the eyes. I grew up in a place where I was a bastard son to someone no one could even talk about. My father didn't want me. My family never cared. Every time I go out and I help people, they look down on me for what I am. My brothers are always stronger. My family on my father's side, I think, has always been smarter. Don't talk to me about hardship, Kelpy. I don't belong anywhere on this world. I'm a mixture between a foul breed and some sort of pretentious dick. No one loves me for that. I promised you I would do everything in my power to get Jim back for you. Quite frankly, I look at the rest of you and I see a bunch of vagabonds who don't belong anywhere. I think maybe that is what brought me to you in the first place. Look at you, you're a fish. This one over here shifts in her sleep. What even is he? We are the same here, Kelpy. So please, do not push us away. Because I tried that once, and here I am. So let's just talk.
Kelpy kind of looks around at the group and sits there for a second. I need to be alone right now. And he walks off towards the store. Like he's going towards the stable guy.
We'll be waiting when you get back.
And Kelpy leaves.
Emo
This
bitch.
one lifts Zone of Truth.
I'll just sort of sit down and start picking at the food that's laid before me. I hate Zone of Truth.
Yeah, you're not very nice under that spell. And that's coming from me.
I think he said what had to be said.
Do not know what I am.
I have no idea what you are. You're cool though, I'll give you that.
Hey, look, Nate. I think I've heard of creatures like you, but yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Wish I knew.
Hmm.
And Moss is gonna start handing out food to everyone. Little wooden bowls.
This feels like a good time to maybe take a break.
It is.
Let us do it.
Very good. Well, I appreciate you all getting up to this point. We will see what the group is going to do.
It's getting
Some
spicy.
spicy role
We're
play, I was
fighting.
gonna fucking say. At one point, Manassas does want to like talk to Nadine, if that's cool.
Oh yeah.
No.
Also, give me my
alright.
paper.
Bye.
Love
we're gonna take
roleplay.
a.
And three
What do
dog.
we-
I don't know what garlic fingers are, but I
Garlic
want some
fingers?
garlic fingers.
Oh, hi, Three Dog. That's my
that
friend.
sounds good.
Are we
Yeah.
gonna call it a 10-minute?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's call it a 10.
I'll stay here and
Awesome, I have
chat
to
if
pee
we,
so bad.
Oh, fuck
Awesome.
it, it's
Do
fun.
the.
I'll stay here and
You
chat.
gotta plug the stuff. Also, you need
Oh.
to fix the link tree.
I thought you fixed it.
Oh my
Is
god.
that what you
Know
asked me
how
for
to
the
fix
login?
it? Oh, I guess I. Did you give me the login?
Yes.
Oh,
It's the same
well,
as
my bad.
everything else.